Hey everybody. Oh my gosh, I hate it when I have hair in your collar. You hate it when you have hair in your collar and you can't see it and it's driving you nuts. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sasheen, also known as the Metaphysical Goddess, for those of you who might have been following me for a while. Thank you for tuning in. It is Tuesday. What are we talking about on Thoughtful Tuesdays? Well, I got something to say, y'all. So let's get to it. So today's message is what I'm calling Warren Buffett's revamped 2 rules for life. So Warren Buffett is kind of famous for having 2 rules about financial investing, which I think are pretty smart rules. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. In fact, I follow a couple of financial people, and one of those people is Phil Town, who wrote a book, Rule 1 Investing. And the Rule 1 is based on Warren Buffett's Rule 1, which is don't lose money. Pretty smart investment strategy, right? Don't get involved in something that's going to cost you money. Invest in things that you're not going to lose money. Now, obviously, there's a strategy behind that, and there's a lot of other pieces that might go into that, but that's really sound advice for any part of your life, right? Don't lose money, and number 2, don't ever forget rule number 1. So as I was thinking about kind of how we live our lives and the most important things that we need to remember, the rules, so to speak, it occurred to me that Buffett's kind of onto something. Because I think that the most important rules for your life are, number 1, it's your life. And number 2, always remember rule number 1. So, and I think that's really sounding important. And here, I'm going to tell you why. And I know I got to be quick because when this goes up on Instagram TV, I only have 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is plenty for me to ramble. In terms of how we tend to function, we forget and we defer a lot of what happens to us off on other people. We give away our power, we give away our responsibilities, we give away our passions, we give away our dreams, and we also give away our ownership. And because we give away so many things and we defer to other people, we lose the perspective that this is actually my life. Like, whatever is happening to me because I've chosen to let it happen to me. Now, before someone ats me or pokes me about something like people who are victims of X, Y, or Z didn't make those choices, that is not what I'm talking about. Bad people do bad things to other people, period. What I'm talking about, however, is the very large problem that we have of saying, well, I can't really make different choices about my life because, well, they won't let me. I'm to this, I'm to that. I don't have this, I don't have that. I made this past choice, I made that past choice. I'm bound by this destiny, I'm bound by that destiny. The bottom line is there are only really 2 rules in life that you need to remember when you're making a decision about your life. Number 1, it's your life. And number 2, never forget rule number 1. When you forget rule number 1 and you default to something else, then you give away control. So if you're living the kind of life that you don't like, that means at some point in time you've decided that it's not your life. That someone else gets to decide how you live, how you think, what you wear, how you dress, where you eat, how you live, what you eat, what you drive, what you say, what you think, what's important to you, what's not important to you. Because when you remember it's your life, that doesn't mean that you negate anyone else's input into your space, but it does mean that you remember that the ultimate buck stops with me about what happens in my life. Period. So every decision that I make, whether to stay in a relationship that's going south or to get a divorce because it's going south, has got to be made through the lens of, this is my life. I only got one of them. What am I going to do with it? Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. This is my life. I only have one of them. What am I going to do with it? And if we could start remembering rule number 1 more often and paying closer attention to the things that we allow to take us away from our own personal responsibility, that take us away from our own valuing of ourselves and what we're capable of, we would begin to live like it's my life. Like, it really is mine. And if I can't live it in a way that brings me happiness and brings glory to how I want my legacy to be looked at when I'm gone, what the hell am I doing with it? And who's getting to make the decisions for my life if I'm not the ones making them? That's food for thought on a Thoughtful Tuesday. So I have 2 rules. Don't forget them. Write them down. Number 1, it's your life. And number 2, never forget rule number 1. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Pretty short and sweet, like I said. Losing my voice because I have a cold. It's just the way it works. It's 28 degrees here, so whatever. If you have been wondering what about Fear to Freedom, I did a video all about the class. It's opening. It's a 3-month holistic life coaching consulting course that allows you to get your act together, get your life together, and get the fear out of your way so that you can focus and find the freedom in the life that you seek. In Fear to Focus, we talk a lot about it's your life and how to never forget that again so that you don't make the same mistakes that you've been making up to this point. Let's face it, sometimes we always need someone to remind us about the rules. That is what I'm here to do, is to remind you about the rules. What are they again? Number 1, it's your life. And number 2, never forget rule number 1. Hit me up at support@SasheenMobley.com if you would like to have any questions about Fear to Freedom or working with me one-on-one as divorce strategist and life planner. Otherwise, look for the next big announcement to come February 1st. I'm very excited. Take care, everybody, and have a good day. Bye.